All right, so let's start. Um, Welcome again to today's Data Vault Friday session. My name is Julian. I'm a BI consultant at Scalefree, and today I'm replacing Michael because he turned sick today, unfortunately. We run the session every Friday, 11 a.m. Central European Time. And in this session, we're going to answer questions about data vault, big data, basically any data-driven topics. If you have questions, you can submit them in advance or directly here in the chat. So, today's topic is about data quality. We received one question basically um, about where's the best place to implement data quality techniques and if it's possible to clean dirty data already in the way into the raw data vault. Um, so in the beginning, let's talk about what is the data quality technique. So because there are a lot of different techniques, but I think the most common one, and I guess where the question is aiming at, are cleansing rules, cleaning bad data, improving bad or ugly data. But yeah, there are more techniques such as different kind of tests, unit tests, user acceptance tests, regression tests, and so on. Then we have like monitoring, data governance, continuous integration, and so on. So all those are different kind of data quality techniques. Um, but yeah, in this session, let's focus on the implementation of data cleansing rules. Um, so in general, when bad data is detected, the first thing to do is to perform a root cause analysis. So um, yeah, but what if the bad data originates from the source? The best approach would be to fix the errors directly in the source system. However, this method is often rejected as it is considered to be costly, and the source in most of the cases is not in the scope of a data warehousing team. So we need to find a way to clean the bad data somewhere in our architecture. And here on the slide, you can see a simplified data vault architecture. So basically, we have the sources, the data lake or staging area, or raw data vault, business data vault, and information delivery layer. Um, and in the raw data vault, we don't apply any changes to the raw data. It's part of the business data vault or information mart. And the same applies for data cleansing. So we consider a data cleansing routine as a business rule. Some may argue to apply data cleansing rules already in the way into the raw data vault, or at least to add flags somehow that indicates bad data. But I wouldn't do either. So let's take an example, assuming there's a column with the age of people with some negative values, which obviously can't be true. So you apply a rule to set a default value or add a flag for those records. And after a while, it turns out that negative values indicates male and positive indicates female. So they had to put it into one field for whatever reason, for storage reason, I don't know. So the bad data isn't bad data anymore. It is ugly data now, and you have to adjust the cleansing rule because your understanding of the data improved. Um, so what you're gonna do, or what you have to do, is you have to reload your data, and even your flags are not valid anymore. That's why we put all the business logic into the business vault, because business rules might break. And I think this answers the second part of the question. Um, all right, so let's talk about the quality layer here. Basically, belongs to the business vault. It could be another schema in your database if you want. And here we implement our data cleansing rules because those rules are highly being reused. So here we provide all those same as links, computed satellites, and so on, and you are free to use them. It's not a layer where everything has to go through. This layer is parallel to the other business vault entities. So if you want to build a new entity in the business vault, you are free to choose from the raw data vault to use the dirty data. Basically, you can choose the quality, the entities in the quality layer, or any other business vault entity. Yeah, that's basically how we organize those data cleansing rules. And yeah, the next part would be the write back to the source. So of course you have to implement it, but the data cleansing itself has no impact on the source system, but you can implement a write back. So internally, for example, we are using we are cleansing telephone numbers. So we are using Salesforce as our CRM system, and you could basically put anything into the field for the number, any format with country code, without country code. And we clean those telephone numbers in the business vault and put them in a unified format. And in the information delivery layer, we create a so-called interface mart, and the downstream process pulls those data and writes it back to Salesforce essentially. That way we cleansed that way the cleansed data is not only available in a report, but also in the source system, and the business users can utilize the high quality data inside their source applications as well. And the next time when loading the raw data into the raw data vault, the data is already cleansed. All right. Another use case in the data vault architecture, this one is quite advanced in my opinion. In the information marts, you would typically use the cleansed data for reporting. Besides those cleansed information marts, you can create a quality mart, which will pick up only those records that are bad or ugly. And based on this, reports or graphical user interfaces can be created for the data steward, for example. And in the best case, the data steward will forward those records to the team that is responsible for the source system, to fix the errors there. Or the data steward can leave comments why this is not a bad record or an exception to the rule. And this user interface stores all edit data, so all flags, all comments, and so on, in a separate database, which in turn serves simply as another source for the raw data vault or for the data vault itself. And this data can be used to extend the business rules to serve as input for the data cleansing routines, in particular to filter out the exceptions to the data cleansing rules. And afterwards, those records will go all the way into the information marts or reports and won't be displayed in the quality mart, at least for the open issues. That's another possibility how to improve the quality of your data. But there are still quality techniques that can or should be performed in other layers of the architecture. So, for example, you could create or you could test the data extraction process in the staging area. So are the, for example, checksums over the source and the target the same? Are hash totals equal, or does the row count match, for example? In the raw data vault, you can test your hub sling satellites. So do technical tests which is quite easy because the raw data vault is highly standardized. So yeah, and so are the tests. So when once defined a test for a hub, you can apply all those tests for every hubs, and I would run those tests directly after you load the raw data vault. And the good thing is that those tests also apply to most of your business data vault entities, right? Because the business vault, we model it as well with uplink satellites. So again, you can apply those vaults those tests also for business vault entities. The information mart is a bit harder because you need to test basically business rules there. So I would perform unit tests, user acceptance tests, and in case of dimensional model in the information mart, you could also test for referential integrity, basically. All right. I think that hopefully answers this question. So let me check if there are any questions in the chat, comments. Seems not the case. Yeah, so we are basically at the end of today's session. If you are interested in a Data Vault community, you can scan this QR code here and join the Data Vault innovators. On this platform, you can ask questions and find interesting topics about especially Data Vault, of course. Feel free to scan this QR code and sign up for free. All right, if you have any further questions like this, you can use this form to submit your questions. Other than that, I wish you a nice rest of the day. Thanks for coming and hopefully see you next Friday. Bye-bye.